Welcome back to today's episode of We're going to do something a little bit different. Today, I'm going to dive into something that might sound a little abstract at first, but once you feel it, which you will, it's going to change the way you see everything in your life experience, and it's called the core grid. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was first introduced to the word grid, I didn't really resonate with it because it felt forced. It felt a little too mechanical. But over time, here's why I've learned to love it. Because it has given us framework, a picture in our mind, and most importantly, it shows us how attraction really works in our life experience. You see, hopefully you understand you already have a point of attraction within. You are walking around today with your own core grid. It's a vibrational stance that calls in everything that you're experiencing in your life in the moment. And most of us don't even know about the point of attraction until we're knee deep in results that don't feel good. We're looking at the details, the money in the bank, the way the relationship feels, and the job we're sitting in. And only then do we ask the question, what does this life really look like that I'm building? Why does it look this way? Is this all there is? You can fill in your own personal sentence. But the truth that you need to be aware of is these details fill themselves in based on the vibration that you've been holding long before they actually show up in your physical world. You see, the grid is the framework that life fills in, and it has a tendency to fill it in before we actually experience it. So what is the core grid? Do we come into this life with one? Absolutely. It is our very essence of who we are when we arrive into this world. And when we ride into the world, I call it the triad of truth: freedom, growth, and joy. Every one of us have the freedom and the ability to choose, create, and shift. Every one of us will grow. Inevitably, we will expand. You see, life won't stop moving you forward. And joy is really the baseline that we're meant to amplify. So if you think of the triad of truth, freedom, growth, and joy, that is your grid. That's the grid that is meant to fill in. You came here with it, and it keeps expanding as you live life. Every experience that you have had in your life up until now has been woven into it. But here's the thing. Did you know that you can betray your own grid? Well, it's not unique to you. We, as humans, betray our grid all the time. Now, what does that sound like? Well, it's a good question. Anytime you feel negative emotion, guess what? You're stepping out of sync with your grid. You're stepping out of sync with who you really are. And that negative emotion, look, let's be clear, that's not punishment. It's simple feedback that you're out of alignment with your original design. I remember, I was thinking back over the years that I've coached, and I remember speaking with someone who carried the word betrayal almost like a badge of honor. They had felt left down through decades of colleagues and friends, even certain family members. And what was unique was that as we dug deeper, we started to uncover that betrayal wasn't really coming from the outside. It was coming from within, because they were actually choosing to see themselves as powerless, trapped, and stuck on somebody else's terms. So that wasn't betrayal. That was discovery. Just like a child learning to walk, you don't sit there and accuse them of betraying their legs when they stumble. You smile, you give them a pat, you give them reassurance, and you allow them to gain balance again. Negative emotions, it's the same way. It's not the universe saying you failed. It's life whispering, let's try a different stance. Let's pick a new vibration. And here's where this becomes practical, because most of us have been living life after manifestation. Now, what do I mean by that? We look at the results. The results in our life create a judgment. We judge them. And then based upon those judgments, we create a mood. And that mood generates the actions that lead to our results. But here's the question for you. What if we were to flip that? What if instead of living our life after manifestation, we got well ahead of manifestation? What if before the day unfolds, you deliberately begin to choose your mood, your vibration, and your disc, whatever word resonates with you? Now, at first, you might make it to breakfast before falling off. Maybe not even that far, but that's okay. But with practice, day after day, you're going to build momentum. We all do. And before long, you're going to start to notice the evidence lining up in ways that actually are going to surprise you. So let's do this. So let me ask you, what disc, what frequency have you been choosing lately? Do you even choose? You can always tell in two ways: by how you feel in the moment or by what shows up around you. So I want you to think about that. Which of those two mirrors has been speaking the loudest in your life? By how you feel in the moment or by what shows up around you? I'll share something simple because someone once told me it doesn't even feel like I'm thinking my thoughts. Like they were in their 60s and they said it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. And I can relate to that. And I know you can too. That's momentum because you're observing something, you're reacting to it, you're offering a vibration, and then more of that just naturally shows up, which makes you observe it again. And then you react again. And unfortunately, that's how the cycle jumps into full momentum, into full swing. But here's the freedom. You, my friend, can break it. And the easiest place to break it is early, before the momentum carries you. That's why choosing your vibration in the morning it seems simple, but yet it's so powerful. Before the kids wake up, before the emails flood in, before you get yourself in a traffic jam on your way to work, I invite you to really start to choose, for the first time in your life, a vibration. And yes, once life comes knocking, it is so damn easy to let the old frequency come and take over. It's okay. It happens. That's part of the journey. Because every morning, every breath, every pause, you get another shot at choosing again. So don't beat yourself up. Lift yourself up. So let's make this simple. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to invite you, when you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you get sucked into social media, before you check the news, before you even replay yesterday's frustrations, I want you to ask yourself the $1,000,000 question. What mood am I choosing today? What mood am I choosing today? Now, it might sound funny, but I want you to play this with me. Am I going to choose to be overwhelmed? Am I going to choose to struggle? Or am I going to choose hopeful? Or maybe I'll choose grateful. Maybe I'll choose joy. Yeah, I think I'm going to choose joy. See, whatever word you use, you know how it feels. It's unique to you. Not one of us has the same. And here's the secret. The universe matches it every single time. Look, I've seen people who used to feel trapped in their jobs or relationship begin to play with this practice. Look, they didn't quit everything overnight. They didn't win the lottery, but they did start choosing their disc. And little by little, the doors opened. Phone calls started to come in at the right time. Conversations that once caused a lot of conflict began to shift. Opportunities appeared where none seemed even possible before. Not because life suddenly changed its rules, but because they finally started playing with them. And that's the key. When we learn to play with the rules that are already around us and turn those rules into our advantage, life takes on a completely different experience. So I want you to remember today freedom, growth, and joy. That, my friend, is your core grid. That's what you came in with. And every time you feel that a negative emotion, every time you feel that conflict, it is not betrayal. It is the universe communicating with you. It's giving you feedback. It's inviting you to realign with the core of who you are. So choose early. I invite you to choose often and trust the universe never gets it wrong. It will always bring you back exactly what you put out. And one day, my friend, someone's going to look at you and they're going to say, how is it that everything always works out for you? And you're just going to sit and smile because you know the truth. It always works out for all of us once we learn how to stand on the grid that we were born with. So until next time, choose your mood, choose your grid, and most importantly, let your evidence rise to meet you. This is your coach, Timothy Euler.